Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Mole Trap here, coming at you with game number 4 of MBC versus CJ, and we just had a little bit of a shot there of the map. I guess you can go back and I thought I was going to stick around longer. Sorry about that, but you guys can go back and look at it if you want to. I'm going to skip forward to try and get into the game here, but we did see that it was a little bit of a Protoss favored map. 10-6 is the record in PVT on this map, and so that might come into things here, but you know what? We'll see how this goes. Anything can happen. Bisu versus Iris, game number 4. And again, MBC game is up 2-1 right now. So if Bisu takes this game, it's going to be not looking good for CJ. But who knows? You know, it's easy to think of this as like, oh, well, Bisu is definitely favored over Iris, right? But no, this is 2006, guys. This is 2006. And remember, Bisu is going to win an MSL next year, right? But Iris is going to come second place in an OSL next year. So, you know, these guys are both tip-top players for 2006, or maybe for 2007, I guess. Bisu obviously has the edge, but, like, Iris is nothing to shake a stick at. Although, it just occurs to me, I'm not sure what that means. Why would you shake a stick at something that is, like, I guess the idea is, like, you don't want to mock something, like you don't want to shake a stick at something, because if it's powerful, might attack you, and then you'll be like, oh no, I'm sorry, I shook that stick. It's an odd phrase. I'm sorry, I shook that stick. I don't know why. For some reason, it's like the whole phrase is echoing in my mind the same way that, like, if you say a word over and over again, it loses its meaning, or it's like shook a stick. That sounds like nonsense to me. Anyway, speaking of words, the word word actually happened. That happened to me the other day. I was looking at the word word, and I was like, wow, the word word is really dumb. Like, look how it's spelled. Word. Like, W-O-R-D. It's just a weird word, man. Although, I will brag that I have a pretty good average hit rate on my Wordle score. Average of 4. Maybe a little, yeah, probably about 4. Anyway, but I get it. Most of my attempts I get in either 3 or 4, about half and half, and then my average is just drawn down by a couple stupid ones where I got 5 or 6. Anyway. There's Mr. Savior, the future scumbag, on the bench there. He has done his job. He's won his game for his team. And now his team is at a deficit. So he has to sit here and hope that Iris can join him on the list of winners for the day and tie things up. This is a 3-spawn map, by the way. And we actually do see that... by the way, just in case you're not sure, Iris is the Terran in the bottom left, and Bisu is the Protoss in the side right. Iris is scouting the wrong direction. Like, who's gonna be watching this that doesn't know that Bisu plays Protoss? I don't think there'd be anyone, but just in case there's someone who's new to the old school. Anyway, so yeah, Iris scouting the top left first. Oh wait, is he gonna hide something here? Zealous looking stoic as ever. Is he gonna hide? Oh well, he can't now because his probe sees this SCV hiding over here, and he's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Let me give you a little tickle and ask you what's going on." Iris building his factory as well. I wonder if he was gonna build a hidden starport maybe, and try and get a dropship. Or something like that. I don't know. Interesting to see how this works. Now, he has made a wall, though. I don't think Bisu got in a scout at all. Because he made a nice wall there. A little bit of cheers going on there for Much, who unfortunately did lose his game earlier. But, still strong player. And there's a command center going down. Okay, so he's going 1 factory into a command center. He's got a nice defensible position here. It's a decently long distance to go if Bisu wants to put some aggression on. And Bisu is going to put a little bit of aggression on here. What do you guys think? Okay, well, the siege tank popping out answers my question. I was going to say, do you think it's mines, or is this, like, Siege Tech probably. It is almost certainly going to be Siege Tech. So this wall is going to protect him while he gets Siege Tech up and while he gets his expansion running, and then he can just float it out there and get an expansion up. So very, very safe. Nice play here by Iris. Very solid stuff here. Good build for this map and this situation. Let's see, what do we got here? We got an observatory going down, second gateway popping up. So a nice little scout. Iris did get that SV there. He saw exactly what's happened. He saw the observatory. Now, there's nothing saying that he couldn't kill the SCV, cancel the observatory, make a support bay. That might be a cute thing to do. Especially if he knows that Siege Tech is up. He might not have to worry about mines as much. He might want to rush out those Reavers quickly or something. I don't know. But he's not doing that. He's just saying, okay, well, you see my build? I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. My mind game is the lack of mind games. You know, it's like 6 head. It's one head beyond 5 head. A bunker going down too. This is really interesting. This is 2006 StarCraft, ladies and gentlemen. Although, I mean, it's actually kind of a neat spot where the bunker can kind of fire over that little ridge to hit any Dragoons that are coming up on his expansion or anything like that. But it's not really the best spot to really protect that expansion, I guess. But maybe, well, actually with that choke point, he can actually keep his siege tanks inside of his main if he wants to, and it'll be fine. So maybe that is a good spot for that bunker. It just seems weird. It just seems weird. Anyway, obviously Iris is, like, you know, one of the best Terrans of 2006, so gotta trust him a little bit on that. But wow, this is weird. Okay, he's now put his tanks over on the side here, kind of nestled up against the ridge that separates, that kind of makes this an enclosed area. Does he have 4 on gas? I think he has 4 probes on gas. And he's going for a second nexus in a third nexus, I think, in a weird spot. So Bisu is like, all right, well, you expanded. Well, guess what, homie? Homie G-Dog Skillet, I'm gonna double expand. You're playing defensive? Well, here's the thing though. That's 5 siege tanks. He's now doing research on his vultures as well. So we're gonna have these siege tanks be followed up by a vulture swarm coming out of 3 factories, and you know, funded by the income from that extra expansion. He's got 2 idle SCVs in his mineral line, by the way. So bit of a mistake there by Iris. But yeah, he can kind of like control this area. Look, these tanks are really well protected. Relatively well protected, I should say. They're completely well protected from zealots as the main thing. Like if he tries to go in and break that, it's going to be really difficult to do. So Iris is actually looking to maybe take a third? Is Iris looking to take a third? He's kind of pushing out here. He's got these tanks in the main covering a couple tanks, just a couple, out next to that third. He's trying to reinforce it with some mines and stuff like that. But what I was going to say is, like, this is a substantial force. If he's not going to expand again, then... Oh, a couple probes going to get caught. Nice. 2 probe kills for 2 vultures is always worth. Might even get a third. But, I mean, what I was saying is, like, Bisu has to be a little bit careful, because if he's getting this extra expansion up, right? 6 or 7 tanks with a vulture swarm coming up by it, like, that's a significant force, and he might just push out, and that is, it looks like that might be what he's doing. No, he's sieging up again. I feel like, I don't know, it looks like he's trying to take a third. It's what it feels like, but he could push out. That's the thing, is like, there's always this threat of him pushing out with that many tanks. So, well, maybe this is a push. Maybe this is a push after all. Maybe it's a slow push. I'm just perplexed by him sieging up in these different locations. But Bisu, by the way, never got Reaver Tech. He's got a shuttle out. He's going to probably make some Zealot bombs is what I'm expecting here. Yeah, so Iris is kind of pushing a little bit across the map. Now that he's kind of exited his main and he's out on the map, it's actually not too far from here to there. From here where he is now to Bisu's natural expansion. It's a pretty short distance, but oh, Iris might be overstepping here. He might be overstepping, ladies and gentlemen. He only has 4 vultures here. The shuttle comes in and is just hovering overhead. He's actually going to drop the zealots out despite the fact that he's not sieged up. He forces him to siege by running in while the zealots are on top. Huge hits by the zealots, ladies and gentlemen. Dragoon's coming in as well, and this is what I was thinking. He might have overstepped, but it looks like no, he just has too much stuff. He did overstep a bit, but Iris just playing that extremely, extremely well. And Bisu just not quite, you know, I wonder if he wanted to wait for the Zealots, wait for him to siege up before dropping those Zealots out. Instead, I think he dropped out a couple Zealots beforehand and they died to the siege tanks unsieged. And he was still able to siege up and combat the Dragoons. So very well played by Iris there, but may have been a little bit of a misplay by Bisu. Bisu, though, is on 3 bases, so he can theoretically pump out enough units to deal with this push. There's now only 5 tanks. He lost the battle, but he did kill a few tanks in that. This push is going strong. He's now pushing out here. Okay, here we go. He's pushing with some Dragoons. Oh, there's no Zealots here at all. The Zealots are all in the shuttle. They are dropping out on the tanks, but the Zealots are just being annihilated by the Vultures, and the Dragoons are not able to get close enough to actually deal with the tanks either. And now this is over. Bisu, I feel like, had a little bit of an opportunity to clamp down onto that push by Iris, and he missed it. And now he's just lost again, another battle, and now he's losing more. And that was his one chance to deal with this situation. And, you know, this is exactly what I was thinking. I was like, well, Bisu double expanded, but you know what? Iris can just push out with a lot of forces and win the game, and that's exactly what happened here. And Bisu without any tech. There's no tech, there's no Templar, there's no Revars, there's no area of effect tech here, no higher tech units or anything to combat this, just because he went for that 3rd base and multiple gateways instead. And so he is going to lose this game. A last second pitiful attempt at dropping a Zealot, but the turrets say no, get out of here, shuttle. And yeah, he's now he's killed off the natural expansion. He's on top of the gateways. There's the GG. Iris has taken out Bisu. There's the CJ team clapping, the CJ coach casually taking a sip of his whatever he's drinking there, trying to act casual, like he's not super excited to be kind of back in the series. Iris getting some well-deserved high 10s from his teammates there. So yeah, it's gonna tie it up 2-2. 2-2. The tiebreaker match I am so excited about. So excited about, ladies and gentlemen. Jelizerg versus Zelos. Look at that. Bisu, you gotta cut your hair, bro. That's where you get your power from the haircut. Anyway. Bisu versus, I'm sorry, Jelizerg versus Zelos is gonna be hype. I will talk more about the hype of that game once we get into it. That's gonna be coming up before too long. Hope you all enjoyed this game. Thanks very much for watching. GG.